مرحبا. شلونكم؟ ان شاء الله طيبين. اليوم عندنا لايف عجيب مع ريا، نتكلم اليوم عن الاتشيفمنت جولز. بس ثواني خلينا نضيف ريا معنا في اللايف، تكون معنا بعد شوي. ثواني بس، وينش يا ريا؟ يلا تعالي خلينا نضيفها معنا في اللايف. الحين بتدخل، خلينا نبدا معاها نتكلم عن الاتشيفنج جولز، شو ممكن نحقق الجولز عندنا في الحياه. ريا وصلت. ريا is here. Ria, are you there? Okay, I can see you. View, go like.
Hello, hi Ahmad. How are you?
Hi Ria, how is everything with you? I wish everything is fine.
Amazing. How are things with you? I'm so excited to be here.
Uh,
Yes, how are things with you?
Everything is fine. I'm just a little bit exhausted. We just finished from exercising, so good. I have some energy, so I brought something to support me actually for in this life. So it's fine if I drink from time to time. Oh, we have Miss Ilham here.
Yeah. You look fresh actually. It doesn't look like you worked out.
Wow, good. Hi there. Hi Ilham, how are you? So nice to see you actually again. Let me just fix the lighting so I can make it. Now it's better. Yeah, now it's really good. You can hear me, right, Ria? My voice is clear?
Yes. Very clear.
Great. Good.
Adjusting my
So,
camera.
yeah, your camera is good. Yes, just fix it. Don't make the same movie that happened, in that life.
Yes.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you very much for this live. I'm so glad actually to have a second session with you. We had the first one. That one about yoga and about the chair yoga actually, and we were sharing. You were sharing the great techniques that we can use while we are sitting in office, how we can use the yoga and those stuff. This time, our topic is a little bit different, but deeper, and this is more interesting because now we are. Just I think few days, and we will be inshallah in 2021. So many people I would love to know about the goals, how to achieve goals, how to set goals, and why setting goals is very important. So what you would like to say, why setting goals is very important, Ria?
Well, I think it's very important to keep in track where you're going, and it's very easy to lose focus, right? Like how you start your fitness journey, for example. You have something in mind that you want to look like something particular, or you want to have this weight, or you want to fit into a dress, or you want to look smart, or a particular way. So everything, even if we go for a haircut, I think you have a look in mind, and that's when you measure. You have a measurement criteria, so why not with goals? I know 2020 was bad for most of the people, but that doesn't make 2021 an exception, right? I think we should still look forward to it enthusiastically. Otherwise, you're just waking up for nothing.
True. Do you feel that 2020 was really bad, Ria, or there was a positive side as well in this year?
I was completely positive. I think today I was writing an article actually called The Silver Lining. And I was talking about how so many industries actually did well. Like the fitness industry did really well. A lot of people took fitness very seriously, diet very seriously, rest, sleep so importantly. A lot of people were meditating as well. So it's positive. Why people, I think, were disappointed with 2020, I think you would agree. They couldn't travel. So everyone was posting pictures from last year saying that our travel goals were not accomplished, and upset over not able to celebrating things with family and going here and there. But keeping the travel goals aside, just the work wise, I think a lot of industries did well. And I'm sure you would agree, that's why we connected, right? We also connected because it was possible to do it on Instagram or on YouTube.
True.
So
That's right.
I think it was positive. It's just leave the disappointment and plan for 2021 with very effective goals, not keeping in mind that we might fail again. We don't know where corona is going, but why not have goals again? And it's okay to fail, right?
True, 100%. Now that make me think about something. today I write actually an article regarding this as well.
Wow.
Do you think that we have, yes, exactly. Do you think that we should stuck with our goals or with our values? Which one is more important?
I think,
Our goals
right.
or our values, personal values?
I think your goals will have your values, right? So,
Hmm.
suppose if I'm a vegetarian,
Hmm.
and I want to gain weight, like for a lot of people I know, gaining weight is not possible.
Yeah.
Uh, so if it's not, if I'm somebody like that, and I want to gain weight, but I'm a vegetarian, my goal cannot be to eat meat, right? So it's my value to
Hmm.
be a vegetarian, but my goal is to become thin. So I will find an alternative. So I think because it's my goal, if it's your goal that you're telling to me, my values and my goals can go cross. But if it's my
Hmm.
values and my goals, I think it will
Yes.
go in a particular way as well. What do you think about it?
Honestly, I think we should follow our values regarding to achieve our goals. Why?
Yes.
Because actually, if we knows our values, let's say one of my values is training or education.
Right.
Fine. So according to this value, I set a goal for the next year to do my MBA.
Yes.
But because of the situation, because of what's going on, I couldn't continue and do my MBA. So since I have the value inside me, I'm gonna change the goal. And instead of MBA, I'm gonna study something else, like special
Yes.
courses and something, which is gonna make me at the end of the day that reaching my big target. Although
Yes.
I changed the goal a little bit, right?
So you're just being flexible with your goal, but your value is the same, right? So
Yes,
I guess we're
true,
just looking for the value is the same because it's coming out of Ahmed. But the
true.
goal is not changing. The goal is to enhance yourself for self development.
Hmm.
And I think that's important. If your values and
True.
your goals are different, you're not going to
Yes.
achieve it for sure. Or even if you achieve it, you're not going to be too happy about it. So that's what we talk in life
True.
coaching. Success without accomplishment is an ultimate failure. So you cannot succeed
100%.
without having your values in place, core values.
True. And actually, there is very common question that so many people are asking, how can we know our values?
Wow, that is strong. That is
Yeah,
something that you have to put a deep thought into. That I cannot tell you, you cannot tell them. You have to really sit with yourself. And one of the
true.
best ways which I find, Ahmed, is what I do is I write down all the goals. Okay,
Hmm.
and then what you do is you take that goal. Suppose it is, let's say I want to visit 10 countries in a year. Okay, a travel goal.
Okay.
Leave Corona.
Hmm.
Maybe there is no Corona in this goal. Leave
Exactly. In
Corona.
the normal situation.
Yeah. So then I just
Yeah.
close my eyes and I think, okay, which are the countries? Maybe I say Turkey, I say Afghanistan, I say uh, so many other.
Afghanistan? You want to go Afghanistan?
Sorry?
You want to go
Yeah.
Afghanistan? Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baghdad.
Wow.
So,
Yes.
so what I do is then I completely close my eyes and I think, is that going to be possible? Or
Hmm.
am I excited about it? So your body will always tell you if you're actually excited about it or no. Okay,
Hmm.
sometimes what happens is your friend tells you I want to go to Turkey, but you don't want to go to Turkey, you want to go to Europe or you want to go to UK, right?
Hmm.
So what would you say?
Yes.
You have to really close your eyes and think whether achieving
Hmm.
that goal is going to make you happy or not. If the answer is yes, then it's your value. If it's no, then it's not your value, it's somebody else's value. Maybe somebody else wanted to visit Turkey or somebody else wanted to
Hmm.
do, it sounded exciting, but not for you.
Yes.
You were just happy for them. So I think that's one very strong way to identify whether it's your value or it's someone else's value that you want to follow.
Yeah. Just to acknowledge the idea that we have to write all our values or our goals, and later on we can mention and we can notice which one of them has or attached more to our deep self, right? This is what you
Yes,
mean?
yes, completely.
Perfect, perfect. So how is the life coaching can help us actually to know our goal, Ria?
Well, see, what happens in life coaching is you come with the goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So suppose you say, I want to marry this year. I want to also do my MBA this year. I also want to be a speaker in 10 different countries
Mm-hmm.
this year. You want everything cluttered in 1 year, okay? And some
Yes.
people are very ambitious. I'm just taking
Mm-hmm.
one Sometimes people can be very ambitious. They want to do everything in 1 year. Okay.
Yes.
And that brings them anxiety. Okay. It's like, oh my God, it's so much, and their work.
Because they feel they're under pressure. True.
Yes, because it's so much. See, at the end of the day, we have 24 hours in a day. They want family time. They want, you have your financial goals. You
Quality
have,
time.
yes, you know that we have so many goals and so many aspects. If you try to clutter in everything, for some people it is achievable. So what we do in life coaching is we say, okay, fine. We break it down into very minute details. Like, okay, you want to visit 10 countries, right? So it will, when do you want to do it? You want to do it in 3 months? You want to do it in 6 months? You want to do it in 10 months? 1 month, one country, or 2 countries in 1 month? Which month? So then we really plan it. Okay, you want to get married. Which month? And then, when you try
Which
to
lady?
set targets. Yeah. And when do you want to do your MBA? And if you want to do your MBA, and how much process? So what happens is goals are very easily written. It's a one-line thing, and it's very exciting to see. Okay? And I also showed you, see, Ahmed, I want to do all of this. I'm going to be like, wow, Ria, you're so ambitious. You're so this. But is it practical? Is it possible? Have you planned enough for it? And when life coaches asks these questions, and we go down to the detail, that's when the person themselves realize, oh, maybe I don't want this. Maybe I don't want it so cramped up. Maybe only 5 countries is enough. Maybe marrying early is better. Maybe I want to travel with a partner. Why do you want to travel? What do you want to see? So the deeper questions in a goal, and ultimately we come to the emotion. What emotion are you going to feel when you achieve the goal? Because you don't want to achieve the goal to strike it off, right? You want to experience either happiness or an emotion, or maybe if you want to have kids.
Enthusiastic actually to achieve their goal. True.
Yeah. So some people say they want to have kids, but why do you want to have kids? Is that going to give you happiness? Do you want to work at that time? Is that possible? So, if you've heard, I'm sure most of the viewers must have heard that after pregnancy, a lot of women go through depression.
True.
Yeah. So they have not thought through it. They know the kid is going to give them happiness. But what will come after that? People think only about
their imagination, their emotions. True.
Yes. So we dive deep into the emotion. Are you okay? If you're saying the cake will make you happy, will it really make you happy, or will it make you feel guilty? Which one is it?
Nice.
For maybe for you might feel guilty, but for me, I might feel happy. So am I setting Ahmed's goals, or is Ahmed setting my goals? So you have to be very clear, and that can happen not by just writing down that I want to become thin. It will happen by sitting down, by thinking over it. And the biggest mistake, Ahmed, I think that people do is they write their goals in 1 day or 1 hour.
True. It needs some time actually, because they need to go to their deep inside, so that they can understand what they really want to achieve during the year or the upcoming month, for example. Yeah.
Because you're planning 365 days of your life in 1 hour? Really? You think that's possible? Yeah, it's not possible. Maybe you've just copy pasted on the internet, but it's your life, and we're planning to take it after 365 days also. So I would just request everyone, take at least a week, a minimum week, and take few hours, think over it, write it down, keep going through the same list. You will be like, oh yeah, no, I don't want this, yeah, I want this. And you have to apply your brain for the next 365 days of your life, which
to avoid wasting time at the end of the day, Ria, right? To avoid wasting time. For example, they might work hard in something, but later on they will discover that they not really want. So just a waste of time. So they would like to work again in their really goal. So true, they should take their time first. True.
Yeah, and also review. I think 365 days is a big time. Okay. So it's not like what might happen to me today versus what will happen after a month. It might change a lot of things. For example, if you're getting married, or if you plan to have a baby, it's going to change a lot of things around. So you have to revise your goals. You have to keep looking at the goals. You cannot just look at 31st December this year and then 31st December next year. It doesn't work like that. You have to go through it
Exactly.
every month and then say, oh, okay, if I'm pregnant, maybe I can't travel. So let's strike this off, but let's add 2 more new goals. And who
True.
said it's only about New Year resolution that you have to do it on 31st December? You can keep doing it every week, every month, every quarter, half year. I mean, it completely depends on you. But my goals will also change. Your goals will also change. So yeah, keep reviewing it as well.
Yeah, great. Now there's a question actually. Can we review the goals? Let's say with that we already wrote our goals in the beginning of the year. Later
Yes.
on in the first quarter, in the first 3 months, we just discovered that those goals are not working, or something out of our hand is going on, like the coronavirus, for example. Is it possible that we can change the goals or change our plan?
I think you should. I think you should. My goals change even week to week. What happened is I kind of sprained my toe yesterday, and I wanted to do certain exercises. Now, do you think it's practical for me to even carry out my yesterday's goal today?
No, of course not.
And just because I've written it down, does it mean that I have to break my toe to achieve it today? It can happen tomorrow, right? Or a week
Exactly.
later. We're not running out of time. I mean, I just want to tell the viewers who are kind of listening to this now, but you're not
Mhm.
running after something. It needs to happen with grace and with a lot of emotion that you want to feel. Please keep
True.
reviewing. I think reviewing is a part of achieving New Year resolutions. Where so many of my friends, I've asked them, do you have your New Year resolution? What's up? And they say, no, we've just given up. And I say,
That's the
why?
issue.
Why? Because you look at the goal once a year. No, that goal is written once a year, but reviewed and planned over 12 months. So I think, Emma, I think your question is amazing. And I really want to tell everyone, please keep changing your plans, but not your goals. Like how Emma, for the MBA, he took other courses, but the goal was to
Exactly.
enhance.
If it's not possible to do it right now, we can do it later on in the
Yeah,
better situation.
yeah, and maybe a better college. Who knows? That might open up
True.
possibilities. So you're not
Yeah.
running out of time, I think. You're just don't be too stubborn about it. The plan will change, but the goals should not. And you can even postpone it. So suppose, like, I would like to give your example. If you had that MBA goal, you can just shift it to 2021 or a 2022. I mean, a lot of the leaders that you see have a 5-year plan, have a 10-year plan. When you look,
Long-term plan.
yes, the companies that you work for look at their plan. If they were to
Yes.
plan 1 year or 6 months, they can't survive. They need to have a 5-year project, a 10-year project, a 15, a 20-year
True.
project. So long term and short terms, we are just achieving the shortest we are going is 12 months, but you can even go for a week, you can even go for 12 weeks. So yeah, keep changing.
Great. Great. Wow. Great. Just now, the question came to my mind. How is the emotions can help us or can push us actually to achieve our goals? Do you think there is a relation between the emotions that we carry every day and between our goals, our daily goals, our yearly goals? Is there
Oh,
any connection between both?
yes, absolutely. So in fact, in life coaching, that's one of the things that we focus on. um,
Mhm.
what we do is, see, every time you study, you've been to university, I've been to university, there are assignments that we have to complete, there are deadlines that you have to meet. Is it worth it that time? No. I want to sleep, I don't want to have the coffee and stay up till 4 a.m. Nobody wants to do
True.
that. But you want to wear that black hat and the black graduation suit and make your
Exactly.
parents proud. So that keeps pushing you, right?
Yes.
So your parents feel proud, everyone in your family is very happy that day. So that's that one emotion, the feeling of making your parents and your family proud, that keeps pushing through 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the night. So like that for every goal. Whenever you're writing your goals, you'll have maybe 10 goals, maybe 15, maybe 100. Just sit, and every time you feel like giving up, you have to
Yeah.
go through that emotion that, what were you thinking? What did you want out of this goal? If it's, let's say, getting thin, I think a lot of people might have that on their fitness as the goal. Maybe even getting lean or getting fit, I would say.
True.
So you have to just close your eyes and feel. How would you feel, you know, when you're walking into a room very confidently, and every time you do that extra rep or push up, you know, you're just thinking about that, and the pain will just vanish away. Or you're fitting into the dress, or you're standing in front of your Instagram live, for example, and looking all beautiful and handsome. So how would that feel? So that'll give you an extra push for not giving up. So that's what I feel. And every goal will have an emotion. And when you keep thinking about the goal and what emotion you will experience, you will not feel like giving up the goal very easily. So yeah,
Wow.
emotions do play a very important role.
Great. So what are you saying, that it's very important actually to start using the imagination to see ourselves once we achieve the goal, and imagine that we already achieve it, and use these emotions to push us right now. Where are we right now to achieve, in order to achieve the goal later on?
Visualization is a key to achieving most of your goals. If you don't have a strong visualization, if you can't sit and think that you can drive a car, maybe you're 17, 18, and you want to drive a car, you imagine it, right? Like you're going at a high speed, your hair is flying, or your friends are with you, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend is with you, and you feel good, right? So
Yes.
you're visualizing the emotion, you're feeling happy about it, and that's when you start driving the car. So similarly, for getting thin, you need to feel that emotion. For getting into the party, or studying extra hours, making your parents proud, making your family proud, I think every emotion will push you that extra mile that nobody else
True.
can.
True. That's great. And I think we have a question here. It's about, yes, what's the perfect motivation to keep the goal alive? This is a good question.
The same thing, emotion, emotion, emotion. If you attach that emotion and you keep reminding yourself what you will get out of achieving the goal, maybe you have to finish a book to read. So what will you get out of it? Will you get motivational techniques? Will you be more smart when you're talking to your CEO or the CFO? So you can throw in some points and say, oh yes, I read that book as well. What will you get out of it? What is the purpose of that goal? And if you can also add the attachment and visualize that you're already doing this, and then you're the smartest person in the room, that itself can keep you motivated, that nobody else can push you. The inner motivation will arise.
Right. How can we create the attachment actually that will help us to achieve our goals? I think there is some trigger or attachment that we can create. So once we remember, we can go extra mile actually to achieve our goals, right? So how can we create these attachments?
So very good question, Ahmed. So what you have to create triggers in your environment. It's really important that your environment reminds you constantly of the kind of habits you want to develop around a goal.
Yes.
So suppose it's to read more, okay? So you cannot just say, I want to read more. I want to have to read 12 books. That cannot be a goal. So, okay, let's start with that bigger goal. Then you say, okay, if you want to read 12 books a month, it's one book per month, right?
True.
And then that's maybe if you take a 300 or a thin book, a 100-page book, when do you want to read it? You can put a trigger as to, I want to read it before I go to sleep. So the book needs to be placed next to your pillow, and only then will you pick it up. So you're creating a trigger. Oh, every time before I go to sleep, I have to read 2 pages. If the
like you're creating a habit.
Yes. If the book is inside this shelf, you will never, ever go to the book before you go to your bed and take it out. You will not. Trust me. Even I will not. Or if your goal is the first...
That's very realistic.
Yeah. So the moment I get up, I have to brush my teeth and pick up the book. So what you do is, next to your brush, you have to identify at what time of the day, after which activity or before which activity you're going to do it. All right. And science has shown, once you create these triggers in your environment, you will achieve a goal. Suppose it's maybe for a busy person like you, who's training all the time. The only time maybe you get is, when you're eating. So in your lunch box, in the bag, you place the book. So when you're taking out the lunch box, you take out the book with it. And that will enhance the kind of it'll not be a motivation. It's just an activity then. You have to take out the book, and then you take out the tiffin box. And then you're eating and you're reading and you're accomplished with your goal without you knowing.
Yeah.
The less time you take to reach the activity, the sooner your goal is going to be accomplished.
Wow, that's so good. And if you could just tell us more, actually, yeah, I like it actually because now you're creating a habit which is enhancing and increasing the reading habit in the human, which is really good.
Yes.
Yeah. If you could just tell us more about because actually we're talking about details in goals. If you could tell us more about the SMART goals.
Smart goals.
How important, yeah, that the goal should be smart.
I really don't believe in only smart. I feel because smart misses out the emotional aspect. It talks about timeliness, the realistic, and all the other aspects. But as humans, emotions can drive us to any extent than anything which is written down. Talk to a father who cannot feed his child or his family, and how hard he can work. He can maybe even work 23 hours a day and just do with 1 hour of sleep, but he will never see his child go to sleep hungry. And I know you have kids, so you would feel the same thing, right? For a child, how can you let that child go hungry? Or if it's a mother and she needs to be home at a certain time, the work will get really done fast so that she can reach the child. So I feel emotions will drive humans to their goals like nothing else. Like nothing else. A person from a poor financial background, when he's studying in the university, will outsmart everybody, Ahmad, like including people like you and me, because he wants to support his family. And we are all relaxed, we will have a different approach. It's not about being smart or no, it's just about the hard work that will come in and the kind of purpose you hold in your heart. So just what is driving you, if it's family or if it's friends or if it's your ego, it's most likely you are going to accomplish it. Trust me, you will, because there's a force which you don't want to let down, and there's too much at loss. If it's a do or die situation, most likely you will do it. But if you're in a very relaxed situation like us, we tend to like postpone things to next year.
Let's do it. Yeah, exactly. Let me just speak about something else. We will go back. We'll go back to the goals later on. Regarding the passion, some people are having more than one passion. For example, they have passion in reading and another passion, let's say, in music. How can, first of all, is that possible to have more than one passion? And the second question, how can they, for example, be good at both of them at the same time?
Right. So more than one passion, for sure you can have it. There's no restriction. Like if you see actors, they're also directors, they're also singers. So there are multiple things, and like you are into education field and you also train and you do multiple things. So I think you are a live example that they can be more than one passion. And people are on your channel definitely know the kind of work you do. So that I think is not even a question anymore. But coming to your main question, which I believe is dividing time. So again, in this division of time can also be a little complicated. So what happens is you have to, suppose if it's music and training, for example, so you have to identify and quantify, which a lot of people fail to do. If you're practicing music, suppose if it's a beginner like me, I'm terrible at music. So I might require 10 hours, but I'm a very good speaker. So I require only 1 hour of that. So I define like that. And then what I'm going to do on a large scale, you have to say, okay, my 2021 goal is to do 10 trainings and release 2 songs.
Great.
Okay. So you have to define. You cannot say, I want to play some music and I want to do some trainings. No. How many trainings you want to do? How many songs do you want to release? and then you go backwards. Okay, so if I want to do 10 trainings, I'll finish from Jan to maybe I'll do 2 trainings every month. So I'm done in 5 months, and then I will focus only on my music. So it really depends. Quantify and then break it up, and it's very easy to manage. It's not a challenge, but and it's your passion, so it'll come. The energy will come from within.
Yeah. You know something. I feel that so many people are feeling disappointment because they are putting big goals in the beginning of the year. So
Yeah.
when they walk in the year, let's say we reach now February, March, they feel that they didn't achieve anything, so they feel disappointed and they just will leave the goal and they will forget it.
Yes.
So how can we, for example, push those kind of people who putting, I mean, big goals and feel disappointment in the middle of the way? They cannot continue.
All right. I think I have 2 answers for this. This is the most common actually, Ahmed. People don't even reach February. Actually, they leave by Jan 15th
Yes,
only. So
true.
February is still way ahead.
Very far. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are 2. Number 1, what you had already mentioned: be flexible, change it. Okay, and that's the beauty of changing your goals even midway. It still remains your 2021 goal or your new year goal,
Yeah,
but you can modify it in a way to stay motivated.
true.
And the second one, which I do, is suppose I have planned, suppose that I want to do 10 or 20 such workshops like this with people, okay, on Instagram.
Yes.
And there is no work that is happening in Jan, it's not happening in Feb, it's not happening in March, and I'm just totally disappointed because, as you know, sales and marketing, you have to keep planning, and then suddenly one day something comes up, and then you have trainings back and back and back.
Yes.
So for those people, I want you to, number 1, make a realistic goal. That in the
Hmm.
first, is your goal realistic? As to, if you want to do 10 trainings, can that happen in January, or it's okay that it happens from July? If you finish from July to December 10 trainings,
Hmm.
what you will not give up is try. Now in this goal there also has to be a back plan. How many people
Okay.
do I have to talk to? How many people am I approaching? Are they approachable or no? And if they've spoken to a considerable number of people and
Hmm.
still not achieve, change the goal. Always change
Great.
the goal. Also, one of the sciences which I would like to tell people is, if you uh, it's about a realistic and an achievable goal. Okay, if you keep a
Yes.
too unrealistic goal, science has proven that you'll not even start working on it. So if I am, suppose, 70 kgs, okay, and my goal, I keep this, I want to become 40 kgs by
Yes.
the next 365 days. The thing is, the goal is so big, Ahmad, that I'll not even get out of my bed because it's
Because
so scary.
you feel disappointed because you cannot reach it because you will feel it's
Yeah,
very far away.
it's
Yeah.
very far away. But if I say, oh, let's just lose 2 kgs a month, isn't that realistic? That means 1 kg for 15 days, which means 500 grams per week. Does that sound reasonable compared to
Kind
30
of.
kgs? Yeah. So then
It
you
is.
feel
It is. Yeah.
motivated. So take baby steps first instead of scaring yourself with a big goal. Even if you have a
Mhm.
big goal, it's very nice. It can excite you. Break it down into a realistic goal and then try to achieve little by little until you make it bigger, bigger, bigger.
True. True. Nice. Some people are not agree with the realistic goals because they think if we're gonna work in something, it might be happen, but we cannot, let's say, define what realistic means actually, because
Yeah.
actually, because we have actually two type of people. Some people are putting a goals which is very less or very or lower than their let's say capacity.
Capability. Yes.
Fine, yeah. And some people are putting goals which is higher than their let's say skills and weight. So what's the way that we can measure the goals and we can make it very realistic, not too
Wow.
high, not too low?
This is such a great question. I think this is the best question so far that I've heard from any of the hosts. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
asking that. Um, Now, how do you define that? Again, this will come with the emotion. Okay. So suppose I'll go with the weight issue because I think it's common for most of the people. And suppose if my weight is 70, I want to make it 40. Now this is
Cool.
an unrealistic goal that I'm planning. 50 is a realistic goal, and 60 is something which is very, which means I'm not putting in effort. Okay, I'm taking 3 situations.
Yes.
Now, in the first situation, 40 kgs, I break it down, and then I realize, oh, in 1 week I have to lose maybe 2 kgs. It's not going to be possible. It scares me. It brings in anxiety.
Yes.
When I'm thinking about it, I can't do it. It's too much. At 50,
Yes.
I feel reasonably okay. And at 60, I will feel relaxed. So what you have to do is you break all the 3 situations down. Okay. Now at 40 kgs, at 50 kgs, and at 60 kgs, I measure how much weight I have to lose in a week.
True.
Okay. Now when
Yeah.
I break it down, for 60 kgs, oh, it's only 200, 300 grams. Oh yeah, that's fine. Now the attitude will change. At 50, I'm going to be
Because you will feel that's realistic goal, so you can achieve it. So that's why you will change your attitude.
Yeah. No. At 60
good.
kgs, I'm not working at my potential. I'm working lower than my potential. I can do more. I'm like, it's okay, 200 grams. No problem. It's fine. At 50, I'm a little more alert. Will I be able to do it? Will I not be able to do it? I think I can do it. I might not. Okay, how can I do it? So I'm thinking. So it's exciting, it's fearful. It's exciting, it's fearful.
That's why you will be in the middle, and you will understand it's very realistic. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
And at 40 kgs, I'm not going to move out of my bed because I know it's not going to happen. So this is how you can take 3 situations and see for yourself which one is your feeling and emotion should be a mix of a little fear, little excitement, little fear and excitement. So you will keep going that way.
Good. So we are talking now about fear. So if you can just tell me, how could the fears actually come push us to achieve our goals? Some people are just depending in the, in the exciting emotions that they got from here or there. But what about the fears? What about of the feeling of the needs, the fear?
So, do you mean like fear is driving them or fear is pulling them back?
To drive them to achieve their goals. Because let's say some people are some employees that they feel afraid to lose their job. So that's why they're going to work harder to achieve their target, because they have fears. Because they know if they didn't achieve their target, they will be out of their job. All right. So how the fear here can push us to achieve our goals, Riya?
This is exactly like the example you gave is completely right. But I sometimes feel people overwork themselves. So in a job situation, I think it would be very idealistic that you just talk to your managers and get your KPIs, if they call it, that how is the performance going to be rated? If you just find that out, that's going to be a simplest way. But let's come to the real situation as to how much are you fearing. Again, dive into the emotions and also dive into the past year. What has happened in the past that is fearing you? Is your fear right or wrong? Has it proven before that you're right or you're wrong, or you're simply worried? Is it fear or is it worry? If it's fear, it's okay. If it's worrying unnecessarily, it's not good for you. If you're fearing that your family might go up without food for a day, that's a good fear. That'll motivate you to work hard. If you're simply worrying...
So Riya, I just want to stop you here. So we will go deep inside about what happened in the past to understand our deed. If there's any situation that has the same impact in ourselves, in order to understand the future, in order to know how to handle any new situation in the future. Good idea. Yeah. If you could continue your idea now, I just would like to acknowledge it so anyone can understand the statement.
It's fear and it's worry. If it's fear, it's okay. It can for some people like me, fear will pull me back. But for some people like my brother, for example, fear will push him to do much more. So it's a personality type also. For some people, fear helps them to go forward. For some people, it pulls them back. That only you or maybe your close ones can identify for you which category you fall in. If you instill fear in me, I will not come out of my bed and my blanket forever, for sure. But for
Yes. Now, Ria, you have to tell me, what do you do usually when you have this emotion, when you have fear? Let's say,
Yeah.
if you have a big target and you have some fears, how you can overcome these emotions?
Yeah. So, for people with the second personality type, like for people who will bounce at an opportunity if they're fearful, fear works wonderful. But for people like me, what I do is, first of all, I'm scared. So I go inside and I crib for some time, which is fine. This is my coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And then I write it down on a piece of paper. Clearly, it's for me, writing really helps, Simon. I write everything down,
Good.
especially when it's like talking to myself. So what I do is I said, okay, what are you fearful about? Exactly, I write down, okay, I'm fearful about not washing my clothes on time. I'm fearful about my clothes flying away. I'm giving
Hmm?
very silly examples. I'm
Yeah.
fearful about not reaching the meeting on time and X,
Uh-huh.
Y, Z. And then I say, most of our fears are useless and are baseless. Okay, humans just have a tendency of fearing
True.
continuously,
True.
just how the human mind is. And then once you read it, okay, you realize, number one, how stupid you are, how stupid your brain is.
Yeah.
Okay, and then only
Yeah.
one or maximum 2 points are the real
It's real.
issues.
True.
Rest, everything is just drama happening inside your head, which needs to
Or
come out.
sometimes just imagination, Ria, that we just imagine about fears. We make the things big. When we go to the reality, there is nothing.
Correct. So it's all drama that's happening inside, and you're like, oh, this
True.
will happen, and this can happen, and I can start flying, and then, what if I fly and this happens? So all the drama that is created comes out on paper, and then you realize, oh my god, the real issue is only one. I just have to tackle
Yeah.
one issue. And then you write your action plan. Okay, this can be done with this, and trust me, your brain just signifies the issue. It's actually just one or two things, and you already are very well equipped with the knowledge and the intellect. Not you and me only, anyone
Yes.
is well equipped to write it down and then just action. So once it's clear what you have to do, action becomes very simple. And that's
Great.
how
Great.
I deal with it.
Right. Ria, do you agree
Yes.
that if we have a goal, very personal goal, that we shouldn't share it with the others? Or you think that we have to share it, we have to speak about it?
Oh, no, 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 no. So I don't share my goal with anyone, especially like my
Why?
deepest. Because, see, Ahmed, I think it depends from person to person. I remember once, so now I'm in a creative field, right? Yoga and coaching and things like that. But once, in my very close friend circle, somebody told me, but you're not creative. How are you going to these fields? And I took it very personally. And I said, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that person might be right. And I did not pursue these fields for another 3 years. All right. So what
So yeah.
happens is,
Yeah. The
yeah.
point.
So what happens is sometimes you trust the other person more than you trust yourself. And the other person is right in their own path, and you are right in your own path. Nobody is wrong, but at least give it a shot, right? So sometimes, especially people like me, I think I can't handle criticism too well. Okay, I cannot. So what I do is I just keep quiet. I do everything, and once I'm done with my work and it's ready to be out in public, it's out in public, then I don't care. But if you
That's so
criticize
good.
me in the beginning itself, or you laugh at my goal, or or you
Will
think
that
that,
make you stop?
yes, for most
Mm.
people, if I say, if Ahmad, you come and you tell me that you want to visit 10 countries, and I laugh and I say, oh my god, you're so stupid, how are you going to do your trainings, ha ha ha, and then 10 other people start laughing around you,
Yeah.
you might not want to do that, or you might think that you are stupid and you will doubt your capabilities. But you have
True.
the money, you have the passion. Or what if I tell you your MBA plan is stupid? You have such a well-paying job. Why want to do MBA? You're stupid. And who will give you
So
an
then
MBA?
they're gonna make your idea, your dreams is very silly. So that
Yeah.
will impact you from deep inside, and you will not achieve it. Mhm.
Yeah, and imagine if 10 people are laughing at you and And then okay, that one day is fine, you're like yeah, it's fine, and then you still have the dream. Second day again I come and tell you,
Yeah.
you're stupid, you cannot do MBA, have you looked at yourself, you're stupid. Second day you'll take it, third day you'll take it. One day you will break and leave the goal.
Because it will print in your deep mind and
If you're
conscious mind.
yes, and if you're very headstrong, it's okay, but that's only 1% of our population. Only 1% are that headstrong. Most of us are not that strong mentally. So if it's a goal which is not self-harming, see, I'm not planning to kill you or you're not planning to kill me. So
Yeah.
I think you should keep your deepest goals to yourself, or discuss it with a coach, or maybe one accountability partner, as we call it. One
True.
person who you trust, who will not judge you for having that goal, and then you discuss, that I want to
We'll
do my
discuss with you.
MBA.
He will try to understand what you want to achieve.
Yes, and sometimes, most of the time, this should not be family. I highly recommend this person not to be in your family, because your family is just too concerned about you. They love you so much.
Or to protect you too much. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to see Ahmed fail. They don't want to see Ria fail. They want you to be just the way you are, happy as you are. They don't want
Without
you
taking
to
any risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without risk, there is nothing that's gonna happen. So they want to protect you, but they're not wrong. Nobody is wrong. They're all right in their way. But that will stop you from maybe achieving the great potential that you have within you. So I don't disclose my goals. In fact, I have a YouTube channel, and I told my parents one day before releasing the video that I tomorrow, I'm going to launch my YouTube video. Because if anyone had said anything negative, I might not have been able to release the video and have 2,500 subscribers today. So I know for a fact I hid it from, only 2 people knew I was shooting for the YouTube video, which was my roommate and one of my friends. Nobody else in the world knew about it. So that's how I just keep the goals tight.
Yeah. And I read actually once about the same topic. Actually, they mentioned the mind will think that you really achieved the goal if you talk about it. So it's better to keep it with you. You not share the goals with the others, because once you talk about it, the mind will think that you already achieved it, and you will lose the, let's say, the interest to achieve it in real. So you will think, you will have the emotions that you achieved the goal, and that's it.
Yeah,
So
and
that might be also right. Exactly.
Yes.
Because you felt already the emotions that you have.
I completely agree to this book that you've read. You cannot be too comfortable also with your goals, otherwise you're just going to relax, right? Like, if you just have to lose 2 kgs in a year, do you think you're going to achieve it in January, or you're going to start on 20th December? Which one is it going to be? So mind is just like a child, I think. And
Yeah,
you have to train that child, and you have to keep it intact. And because it's a child, it can also get hurt. So make sure you're not opening and revealing your goals in public, or public is for sure no, but very selected people who can understand what you want as a person and who can help you through that goal, which family might not be able to do it.
Great. And how is the written goal is important, Ria? Do you believe that really help that we achieve our goals? And instead of we just keep them in our mind, we have to write them.
So what happens is, Ahmed, writing is very essential. Why? I'll tell you. There are so many thoughts in our mind. Okay, if you have even 4 goals, what I tell you, what I write today and what I write tomorrow will be very different. What I'm thinking today and what I'm thinking tomorrow is going to be very different. So writing makes it concrete. It's like a stone. And every time you read it, you're like, oh yes, this was my goal. Sometimes there are negative emotions. Sometimes there's too many happy emotions. Sometimes you're fearful. But make sure that the goal has come out of your mind like a stone in front of you. Once it's there, you can always say, yes, I had done this. Yes, this is what I want to do. Yes, this is what I want to do. Because it's very easy to forget. If you go on a very nice trip to Turkey and you come back after a month, do you think you'll remember your goals? You will not.
No, no way.
You're
Yeah.
going to you're going to think about all the other things. So it's always
Yeah.
nice to have it on a paper in writing outside to just remind yourself that yes, this was my goal. Let me get back to it, even though it's after a lovely vacation.
Exactly. And that actually will give you a great energy, right? Whenever that you
Yeah.
feel, let's say, disappointment, you feel sad, you just go back and read your purpose of life, you read your goal, and I believe that will give you a great push to achieve more, to continue your life, to have again the positive energy.
Yes, and also if you are, because we have to be flexible with our goals. If
Mhm.
it's written down on paper, if I have, suppose I have to lose 5 kilos, if I've already achieved 5, I can cut and I can make it 15. But if it's
True.
in your mind, you will not be able to do that. So it's going to be always confusing to think and edit in your head. So I suggest please write and keep it somewhere where you can refer very often.
Great. Wow. Most of the people, I think they're writing in their notes, in their phone notes. That's
Yeah,
it's very easy and they
that's
can
also
access
good.
at any time. Yeah.
Anytime, like the smart watches are there, notepads are there, diaries, email, draft emails, you name it, and I don't think there's a space where you
Yeah.
cannot find today.
Great. I think we have now the last question, Ria, because mashallah, the
Yes,
1 hour is already finished.
flying. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh, alhamdulillah. Isn't so. Zain, the last question is, how is the meditation will support us to achieve our goals? Do you think
Yes.
there is a huge effect in meditation to achieve our goals in life?
Yes, definitely. So there are two ways where, anyone who's listening to this and you don't believe in affirmations, I think this is the time where you start believing in affirmations. So, how meditation can help? I hope you know by this time you're convinced that you need to write your goals. So, what you do is you write your goals on a piece of paper or in your notes or in your wherever, and you read the goals and you go into meditation. And after meditation, the first thing, you open your eyes and you read the goals. These are the two very impactful places. Why? Number one, when you're reading the goals and you're going into meditation, you dive deep into the emotion of the goal. So it makes
Yeah.
it very strong and it makes it very purposeful for your day. And once you're coming out, the first thing that you read, once you're out of meditation, your mind is blank. It's like a clean board. And then when you write on that, again, the emotions and your goals, it makes it
Mhm.
more engraving in your conscious mind.
Great.
So the two times, and it becomes, science has proven that it becomes much easier for the person to achieve the goal there. Also, one of the very good times that you should read
Mhm.
your goal is before you go
Yes.
to sleep. So that is also kind of meditation that you're doing. So read the goals, go to sleep, wake up, read your goals. Anytime in between your day, even if you're practicing for 2 to 3 minutes meditation, before and after, read your goals. Just reading your goals will engrave it in your mind and it will become a part of your system rather than some external thing that you have to go out and achieve.
Wow, that is so interesting. And I believe meditation is really works. I started actually meditation since last year.
Oh wow.
And yes, it has a big impact in myself. And I advise anyone watching us to start meditation now. It's really useful and will help you to achieve your goals and to understand your deep self from your deep inside.
I completely agree. I hope anyone who's listening to this combines the meditation and their goal setting together to help, achieve whatever they want to.
But yeah, your conversation was so good. I really enjoyed with you. You had, mashallah, or you give us actually great information. We
Oh,
start from goals, how to achieve goals. We talk about motivation. We talk about passion, about the different type of passions. And we speak about also how to know our values. And now we just talk about the meditation and how important is meditation. So
right.
thank you very much for this
Thank you.
live session.
Thank you. I think your
I
questions were great. Some of the questions which no other host has ever asked me. And looking
Thank you
at
very much.
this, hopefully, so many people will get motivated to goal set. And if there's any doubt, please reach out to me or Ahmed, and we will definitely help you in the 2021 goal setting, right?
Yes, exactly. And next time, if we need any, talking to the audience, they would like to have any support in yoga, meditation, they have Ria. She's very good and expert in yoga, especially the chair yoga, and she will give you the full support.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. Yalla. Take care of yourself and good night. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. خلصنا اللايف. يلا شكرا جزيلا.